though, as much as we all want, or as much as most of us, anyways, want to do content creation for a living, it's actually really, really, really hard to sustain yourself. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. I've never really looked into the corpo VTuber lifestyle too much. I've touched on it a little, but hopefully this video that I'm going to be looking at today is going to be going into that some more. Y'all know me. I like to learn. So let's see what they have. What is it? Yam Koumori. What they have to say about the Vtuber work culture.
星町水星、なんと声変わりしました。
水星。
本日は、皆さんにちょっとお休みの報告と言いますか。
健康診断の話。
今までのコツコツしたダメージがですね、ついに、達したのかと。
だからね、マジわからん。胃もね、多分、他の数値は全然平気だったの。だから、でも肝臓は死んでた。
まあね、ちょっと喉の調子がちょっと悪くなってしまいまして。
休んでもちょっと声からが治らない。生体結節と診断されまして。
さ、病院行って、やっぱゆうちゃんなんか、どうしましたかって話をするじゃん。で、いやー、ただゲームをやってただけで、しか言えなくって。
まあ、喉の調子が悪いまま、負荷がかかる声の出し方をしているという風に、まあその先生に言われまして。
もうマジで生活習慣っていうか、デスクワークじゃん。私たちっていつも座ってなんか喋ってさ、基本家出ないじゃん。まあ生活習慣だよねって言われて、はい。
まあでも、安心してくださいと。1ヶ月から2ヶ月で、まあ治りますよと。
でもさ、その、
Wow, like, is this just testimonials about what's going on? Okay. So they do get into commentation, but I imagined that content creation as your day job would lead to some problems, like having to strain your voice by talking constantly, though I would imagine you would get used to that in some sense. You're sitting at a computer all the time. Alrighty, take care, Nova. Like, being sedentary and just sitting at your computer for hours upon hours upon hours, multiple days a week, like most desk jobs, are unhealthy for you. You definitely have to stretch and take breaks. It's pretty important.
病院の先生もさ、他にないんですか？記憶にない。いや、ゲームをしていただけでは、なんと思うって感じだったんだよね。
寝る時間不規則なのって言われてさ、はい。
私も、
Are they not talking or not telling their doctors about their jobs? Like that they do this for their job?
長い間そのやっていきたいので、この活動を声をちょっと変えようということになりまして。だ
から家で何してんのって言われて、仕事っていうか普段何してるのって言われて、言えないからさ、配信してますとかなんて言えないからさ、まあなんか座ってもうずっと作業してますって言うしかなかったからさ。
けど
But you might not be able to tell them directly that you're this VTuber, but you can still say that you make your living at a computer constantly talking, so that you kind of have to do that. It's pretty important to share with your doctor that stuff.
今回はね、ガチめにちょっと休まなきゃなと思い。
そう、それで
No, it's not English, but it's got subtitles at the bottom at least. And we are looking over Japanese VTubers. Japan being sedentary is generally frowned upon. Yeah, I believe in Japan they have a pretty high work culture kind of thing.
ブラック企業と勘違いされて、やめれないんですかって言われたもん。
Can't you quit your job? But not if that job is making good money.
休みないのって言われてさ、ないですって言ったの。基本的に、なんだろう、今日配信休むねっていう休むもさ、一応裏でいろいろやってるわけよ。やらなきゃいけないことを。配信してるときはもう配信。
Oh, yeah. Not just the streams that people do sitting at their desks like I'm doing now. It's the working on the content behind it, the preparing materials, what you're going to be getting ready for because of universal healthcare being covered by taxes, living in a healthy lifestyle is seen as theft. Oh. That IMO is dumb. People should be able to live the life they want to, regardless of others' pressures or how they feel about them. Not everybody actually wants to sell their labor. Like, I don't. But sitting around, being a content creator is more than just indulging in your personal... Well, what would the term be? Indulging in your personal desires, I guess. But a lot of people that do spend the majority of their time at home playing video games tend to find ways to make that their career, like becoming content creators, which provides so much entertainment and can also provide, more than just entertainment sometimes. Who knows?
してるし、配信のネタ考えたりとかさ、準備したりとかしてるじゃん。もう今ね、命削って仕事してる。
So I get where these people are coming from and why they beat around the bush. Oh, okay, yeah.
状態だよって言われて。で、先生的には、もうなんか仕事を辞めるか。
Quit your job or continue eating away at your life. Or get a standing desk. So you're not sitting for as long. Like I want to get a desk that I can raise or lower because I don't like sitting at my desk for so long. It literally hurts my legs. Like when I got up to go to the bathroom, my knees hurt because I'm over 30.
命削るかだよの状態だと思うよ。
Picture this. A new VTuber with an amazing model gains traction on Twitter advertising their debut. They gain a following overnight that eagerly awaits said VTuber's first stream. On debut, they show a high production lore video, sing for the audience, show off an avatar that's worth more than your car, and introduce themselves along with what ambitious content they have planned. At the end, they show their schedule for the week, which is of course a stream every day that week. VTuber debuts like these are always an exciting start to a new journey, but recently I've been wondering, how long can these creators keep this up? In the wake of some recent events, I have been thinking about VTuber culture and just how different it can be from other niches of content creation on the internet, and not always for the better.
Interesting. Like, yeah, a lot of VTubers do tend to overload themselves, I want to say, with when they debut and stuff, because like obviously you're going to have the most traction if you do build up a debut and then follow through on it, and the following first little bit will be where you have the most retained eyes, so it does kind of make sense to do that. And a lot of people will also just keep going with that kind of pace and just burn themselves out really quick because especially if they had a good debut, they will keep trying to get back to those kind of debut numbers, but you can't do that with just constant streaming. You kind of have to do events and stuff, which is what a debut is. It's a big event to draw eyes to your platform.
The popular VTuber culture we see today originated with corporate entities facilitating the creation of VTuber characters piloted by talents that create polished, immersive daily live content. Nijisanji and Hololive especially have shaped and perfected the formula that you see most VTubers attempt to follow regardless of their size and status. Just so we're on the same page, let me break down the typical corporate VTuber formula for everyone.
A lot of people do try to emulate the big corpo things. Yes, that's true. They see the success of the corpos and they want that success for themselves, like most people. So they think, what can I do to also get that? So they I don't want to say copy, because that's more of a nice way of phrasing that than I want. It's honestly more of homaging. They're inspired by the big ones. But let's see what they break down.
Advertising the debut with a character or group trailer, then debuting about a week or two later. A standard debut is a production that showcases what a creator is all about in their first stream. You see, because agencies pick creators with previous experience in the entertainment or arts industries, the expectation is that their talents can hit the ground running with content to wow the audience on day one. Whether this be a unique sense of humor, musical talent, or a quirk to their personality, debuts are meant to be a spectacle to engage the audience enough to hit the subscribe button so that they get notified about the many, many streams to come. When I say many streams, I mean it. Agency contracts typically ask for at least 3 streams a week from their talents, but agency VTubers rarely do the bare minimum. The top agency VTubers have a schedule that can only be followed by someone who has replaced their bloodstream with energy drinks. Whether it's Laplace Darkness streaming 7 days a week, or marathon streamers like Inagami Kurone doing 12-hour streams, all in a character voice. And when
Jesus Christ, 12 hours in a character voice? Oh, no wonder a lot of people use voice changers for their stuff. I am not surprised that corpo VTubers are pretty overloaded with the amount of work that they end up doing because, they want to succeed. And I'm willing to bet a lot of the corpo VTubers actually enjoy making the content, so they're kind of pushing themselves to do that while genuinely wanting to make that content, but you gotta pace yourself. You just gotta pace yourself. You don't want to burn out. That's why I stream once a week, even though I put out daily videos. Stream once a week, or I stream once a week, record enough videos for the entire week, and then just have fun with that.
when they aren't on streams, side projects such as anime, skits, original songs, cover songs, illustration, music videos, collaborations on other channels, crossovers, voice packs, merchandising, concerts, social media management, off collabs, and many more occupy what little free time the talents would have left between streams to take care of themselves, partake in other hobbies, and see family.
Yeah, like that's what happens when you focus so much on your content. Like, I'm not even corpo. I'm never going to be corpo. And I struggle with that too. Like, I spend a lot of my time at my job where I've got to give up 40 hours a week plus commute. And then I also take a lot of time on my weekends, which are like my only free spot, to do my content, my streaming. Like, I don't take enough time, I really should, to actually engage with my IRL a bit more. At least I do see friends IRL every other week. That is a nice break. Though I gotta put my phone down more when I'm hanging out with my friends.
Being the jack-of-all-trades creator is an expectation at this point, set by the many talents of Niji Sanji and Hololive who can truly do it all. The problem is,
Welcome back.
this constant flow of streams and projects isn't sustainable for anyone. Part of the appeal of VTubers is the illusion that they're accomplishing all of this by themselves. If you are an indie VTuber without deep pockets, chances are you're doing it all by yourself anyways. But even if you're a VTuber affiliated with the best agency there is, the majority of the work has to be from you or in your voice. And this creates some problems. For example, this amount of work impacts the talent's health. With all this voice work, VTubers often damage their throats and are forced to use their voice as little as possible to recover.
Jesus. Breaks for vocal health reasons. Yeah, like a lot of people don't realize that you can't just put on a silly voice for 12 hours multiple days a week, that you, especially when you're not used to it, without hurting yourself. Because like, yes, you can change your natural register, but that takes a ton of effort. When I started getting used to talking like this, I couldn't talk like this day in, day out. I could only do it for a few minutes at most before my voice started to get strained. So I took some time off. I went back to talking like this a little bit. And it took tons of practice. This is 4 years later of practice. There have been VTubers that have been doing this for that long. But if you go higher than, like, if you start going into the sort of falsetto range, no matter how good you get used to it, you just strain your voice. You just go into damaging territory, and you can't do that constantly. Thank you.
Other serious health
I actually can go lower, by the way.
issues aren't unheard of either. VTubing is still a new thing, and yet we already see so many talents dealing with health problems that directly relate to their line of work.
Calliope. Oh, God, I'm really worried about her health now. The drama happening. Under her other alias. Stress. Jeez. I didn't know that about Mori.
Part of the issue is the inability to take breaks. If an agency VTuber is taking a break or on
The Priley voice jump scare. Yeah. I love doing that.
vacation, they still feel the need to post on social media to stay relevant. Some particularly toxic fans get worried that their favorite streamer is on a date with a significant other whenever the talent is away on vacation and seeing family.
Oh my god, parasocial relationships strike again. Oh, thank you, none of your business. Like, it's good to like your Oshi, there's nothing wrong with that. But you don't get to control who they date. Jesus Christ. I think if it's an agency, especially a big one like Hollow, Visho, or Niji, I'd turn them down. Yeah, honestly, same. I don't care about the money per se. Like, yes, I want to leave my work of construction and pursue content creation. But I also don't want my content to be constrained from what I can or cannot talk about. You know, aside from TOS. Like, I have to live with TOS, but like I will be talking politics. I don't care if any specific agency wants me.
To make matters worse, if you aren't consistently doing something announcement-worthy, you are out of the conscience of the fans.
Aw, Shala, you're lucky.
Since VTubers, and particularly agency VTubers, follow the same formula, They more or less all appeal to the same core audience, which means that once one VTuber ends their stream, fans can find another one that suits their taste in entertainment pretty easily. This creates this constant battle for relevance even among the top VTubers. I'm sure this also creates a fear of coming back to no audience if they ever are on hiatus. Good thing these VTubers are getting full-time pay so that they don't have to work to support themselves, right?
Right? Like, that's why you go with an agency. So you have that stable income. Please tell me that they're getting paid well. I know Niji doesn't. I know Hollow does sometime-ish. The bigger ones are at least millionaires. I can say that for sure.
Otherwise, this would be completely impossible to maintain, right? Unfortunately, even if a creator is an agency-affiliated VTuber, that does not mean that they earn full-time pay for their full-time amount of work. Take it from Orla, who recently graduated from Sundaria.
Is there anything you wish you had more time to do before your graduation from Sundaria? All of the things I wanted to do, that's for sure. I feel as though I didn't accomplish almost any of the things I wanted to do. Maybe it's because I was busy. Like so many of us are busy. A lot of us were full-time students, full-time workers, working multiple part-time jobs, and we still had the expectation, especially even from fans, to stream just as much as someone who maybe didn't have that. So it's kind of sucked, right? So it's like I had a lot of plans, but then, oh, sorry, my full-time job takes my time away. Like we don't get the luxury of that reasoning, right?
Oh my god, she's spitting facts. They're spitting facts. Like, oh, I totally appreciate that people want to hear my opinions on things, but I just don't have the time to react to every single thing. I want to, but I get very limited time on the weekends to be able to do what I do. Oh, I can relate to her so much.
Right? There was many things. I really wanted to continue more of my offline content, but when you spend hours and hours and hours on something, but it takes away time that you could have spent with friends or family, and it doesn't give you money, which we need money. Like, sorry, very, very sorry to say, but we do need money, and time is money. Jobs take up time. Jobs in school take up time, but we do them with the hope that we're getting some kind of money to support ourselves, right?
Yeah, well, for schooling, it's so that we can have or get jobs to have that money. For jobs, it's because we need that stable income. That's why I work construction. Oh, are they a vampire? That's hot.
Much like artists can't pay the bills with exposure, I can't pay the bills with my hopes and dreams of entertaining, right?
True. As much as we all want, or as much as most of us anyways, want to do content creation for a living, it's actually really, really, really hard to sustain yourself unless you have that audience size, because once you start getting a bigger audience, then money does tend to come in naturally. Part of why I want to hit 1,000 on YouTube. The treadmill. Uh-oh.
I've mostly been talking about agency VTubers as an example, but this is for good reason. VTuber agencies are the ones leading the charge with the direction VTuber culture goes in. They set the quote-unquote meta that independent VTubers tend to follow. Therefore, a lot of small VTubers and indie VTubers can share in some of these experiences. One of these experiences is the never-ending grind VTubers across the virtual world seem to participate in. Let's put it this way. VTubers of all sizes are on a treadmill, so to speak. When they are successful, they don't want to get off the treadmill in fear of losing the relevancy they worked so hard to compete for. They might even pick up the pace. And when they're not successful, they want to grind harder to see that success. There are a lot of skills to learn to be a great VTuber after all, and seemingly to get into the top agencies, you need to know all of them. We've established that the top streamers, with the help of a corporation, are the ones setting the pace of this treadmill. But I personally believe they're setting it too high even for themselves. You could say that this applies to all forms of content creation, that streaming is very demanding and most streamers are overworked. but I have never seen a genre of content that expects the entertainers to be so multi-talented and constantly available.
Honestly, that's true. Like, especially with VTuber culture, since a lot of the indie VTubers, like a lot of us, have to do like everything on our own because most of us are poor and can't invest in our content. Oh, it's so hard to keep up with that treadmill sometimes. And like, even with my channel, I'm on that treadmill too. There's no denying that. I've been on it. Like I last jumped on it 2 months ago. I guess I've been consistently streaming every week. Oh, it's not easy to keep up, but I mean that's how you see growth. That's how I'm seeing growth by putting out these YouTube videos that I do that people watch. They like the videos, and then they see, oh hey, she's going live next week or this weekend. Maybe I'll tune in. That's how it's been working for me. And I honestly feel like I cannot take a single weekend off. Otherwise, I'm not going to have content for the next week, which at this point is kind of what people expect out of me. And I worry every time I check the YouTube Studio app that just. What's it? I check the YouTube Studio app and it's like, how many subs have I lost this time? But then I see it's gone up and it's like, yay! 4 more collabs with Cirrus should get you up there. Possibly. Actually, I think, if I'm not correct, it was around 25-ish, I want to say. Came over from in between, or from the stream specifically, where we talked to each other, and then I didn't really get anything from my video. No shocker, but I did. Well, I didn't get any growth from that video, of my video with him, but I did. Oh my god, I learned a lot from talking with him. I'm not surprised that I did. But when his video came out, I got like 15 subs in one day. Because, he's got 50,000 plus subs on YouTube for a reason. He's very intelligent. I like him.
You don't expect XQC to drop his own original song and voice act in a weekly anime on top of his regular streams.
Right, I was going to talk about that. Yeah, it's like having. Sure, a lot of VTubers also have multiple hidden talents. Like a lot of the corpo ones are getting into music as well, and honestly, I wish I could too. If I had access to a composer I didn't have to pay, I would be putting out music. I would be putting in the time after work during the week to make a music video. But I don't. Shit sucks. I might put on or start throwing together like some sort of motion comic regarding my lore, because I'm lazy about doing an actual web comic and I can just, keep making YouTube videos out of it. But like the treadmill, it keeps going. It's hard. And honestly, the hitting 1,000, I'm not super big on the super chats personally. YouTube does take like 30% cut. What I'm more interested there is the AdSense. That's the passive income that I can actually start to rely on more than donos. Because yes, I like donos and tips, but it's just something I can't. I can't feasibly rely on. Oh, could do a learning music program stream if I'd like. Yeah, I could, but I like talking about VTubers more than learning music. I'd rather do that off stream or save up money and just pay somebody to do the instrumentals.
Which leads to the more theoretical part of the video. This is just a theory, and the VTuber sphere is still so new that only time will tell if I'm on the right track, but here it is. Right now, I see the competitive VTuber industry like a revolving door. The demand put on talent is so high that oftentimes it's difficult for a VTuber to stay in the same place for long. Let's take the journey of the legend.
Enjoy your $3 to get a Snickers? Oh my god, I would love a Snickers right now. Wait. I don't have any events being tracked or alerts? Huh. I should fix that. I don't even know where to check my alerts. I'm using OBS Studio for like the first time in, oh my god, forever. Like before, when I used, oh shit, I can't even remember.
Legendary VTuber Kason as an example.
I like Kason. Kason's based.
Kason started as an indie VTuber, but as an indie VTuber, she did not have the reach or equipment to reach her full potential as a VTuber. So Kason joined Hololive under the name of Kiryu Coco. After a year and a half, she ran into poor treatment from toxic fans and some disagreements with management. So Coco graduated from Hololive and reincarnated back into Kason, using her experience to craft a higher production channel as an independent VTuber. After being independent for a while, Kason now ran into another issue. She lacked the means of high-level 3D tracking that agencies often provide their talents. Therefore, for this and other reasons, Kason decided to then go back into another agency contract, this time with VShojo. There are a few other instances of this happening.
At least with Kason going with VShojo now, that she gets to retain her IP and doesn't have to, you know, reincarnate. It's still the same person being based as fuck. Like, honestly, everything I see out of Kason has made me like her more. I gotta watch more of her stuff, honestly.
For a number of different reasons. The one constant in all these examples is the talents all striving for the highest quality possible content there is. Oftentimes, striving for agency-level content will lead to burnout, it seems, because the standards are simply too high to be sustainable.
Oh, it's so sad to me when when somebody just outright graduates and no longer makes content. Like, I like enjoying content. Who doesn't like watching funny videos and laughing, sometimes learning? But content creation is fun as hell. More people should be able to engage in it. More people should be able to make their living doing it, because a lot of people are really good at it. A lot of people could honestly do this full time if they had enough eyes on them, and that's the struggle of small streamers. That's really it. Like, they just need more eyes on them, and then their careers will really take off. I wonder if anyone quits just since they want to move on with their life, entirely unrelated to burnout or harassment or drama. I wouldn't be surprised if there are some VTubers like that. Like, I'm sure there will be some people that mention stuff in the comments under the video later. But I'm definitely sure, actually, that there have been VTubers, at least, that have quit and they just moved on to other things completely unrelated to content creation, which is their choice. I just want people to pursue the things that they love to pursue, and I want them to be able to make a living off of that. Like, oh yeah, I was referring to prominent ones as well. Like, I mean, corpo VTubers that were like, actually, this one I don't.
Content
Or
will lead to
was
burnout, it
not
seems,
her.
because the standards.
Her. It looks like this this streamer had too high of a schedule or a schedule demand and too much strain on them, so that led to them just
sustainable.
burning out and leaving. It's really hard for burnout to not play a factor. Sane, is that their name? I don't know them. Oops.
Seems because the
Right
standards.
Yeah, I don't know this person. But I wouldn't be surprised if there were VTubers or agency VTubers that had graduated just because they were I just kind of want to move on with my life. I'm kind of done with this section. I just can't think of them off the top of my head. Planet Giant Kink Lady? Okay.
Are simply too high to be sustainable.
Yeah, I don't know Santa. I like kink ladies though.
To recap, under the current VTuber culture, so much of the work is on the individual because the main appeal is the personality behind the VTubers themselves. On top of that fact, because the niche is so saturated with similar-minded talents, they have the added stress that the moment they go AFK, their relevance will disappear. Not to mention that many of the VTuber agencies' model quality and tracking range between expensive and impossible for one person to recreate as an independent VTuber. This leaves talents in a predicament that often leads to them getting caught in a revolving door, or worse, burning out and quitting VTubing altogether. All of these reasons and more make it kind of difficult for me to offer solutions to remedy this cycle of VTuber burnout. But I want to end this video on a positive note, so I'm just gonna give it my best shot anyways. First,
good. Good. I want people to offer what they believe to be the best solutions, even if it's not ideal or even if it's not actually the best. I want people to share their thoughts. AFK and away from content. Oh, yeah. Honestly, even in my... I mentioned this earlier, but yeah, I worry about that too, and I'm not even corpo. I worry about how many people are just going to tune out because I haven't put out anything in a week. It's so... Oh, good times. But I want to hear Yam's solution.
agencies could promote healthier work culture. They don't have to police their talent schedule per se, but if they could encourage all their employees to take a proper day off once a week, that would do so much good for all VTubers, including indies.
Honestly, yes, I agree there. I think agencies should actually mandate time off to live your life, be your own person. Do that. Like, I love talking about content creation. I love engaging in content creation. But I'm also, in the end, a human being playing a succubus. In a sense. Like, it's my personality. It's great. Don't worry about it. In the end, I am a social creature. I need to engage with my IRL. It's kind of important to address that kind of stuff.
I should mention that some of this may stem from Japanese work culture, but I'm not very knowledgeable on the topic myself. Second, indie VTubers could drop some of the agency-driven traditions and meta to pursue a different genre of content while still using the avatar, and eventually find their own niche that exists outside of VTubers.
Hey, I like to think that I'm kind of doing that, because like, how many VTubers actually do reaction content like this? Like Cirrus, me, Lucy Hayes. Shout them out, please. I feel like I'm missing some. Well, really, I'm a 42-year-old ancient magic princess. No, unironically, my lore is that I'm 12,032 years old. I'm a 12,000-year-old demon that actually looks like an adult. Shocker, right? But like, yeah, a lot of corpo VTubers, do they really do commentary? No. It's a handful of VTubers that do any sort of commentary, and you youngin, fuck off. It's a few indie VTubers that do that commentary. It's not really super duper popular, but maybe the 12,000-year-old succubus were the friends we made along the way.
VTubers shouldn't expect themselves to be a jack of all trades off the bat, and introduce new skills and content gradually. Learning to do one thing really well at a time will be better for the health of your channel in the long run. And lastly, fans of VTubers can, of course, politely encourage their favorite streamers to take breaks and call out toxic behavior in the fan base when they see it.
True. It's not just on the streamer. It's also the people engaged in the community that are seeing the toxic behavior within that community that they don't want to be a part of. They don't want to see, really. And who can blame them? Who likes seeing that somebody is being a dick to your favorite content creator by like policing what they do with their IRL? Who gives a shit? It's my IRL. You don't actually get involved with it. The people that are involved with my IRL? No. Aside from that, like, nobody else is actually involved in my IRL. There's like 3 people that engage with my content in one way or another.
There's a reform in the way fans talk about VTubers going on breaks that will relieve some of the pressure talents feel to keep going 24/7. I've been Yam Koumori. Take care, Bat Bunch. See you next time.
God, she's such a cute ass bat. Honestly, that was pretty great. Like, oh, there's so much to worry about, so much to think about. And I definitely agree with that last point. Like, it is also important that the community also stands up against bad behavior. It's like, it's not just the content creator that leads the communities. It's the communities as well. The prominent members of that community actually have pull within that community. Like, seriously. It's a communal effort. Yeah, that grind be real, yo. It's a rough one.